Happy day, students. Today we are going to talk about globalization and the Indian economy, Chapter 4, Class 10, Social Science Economics. As consumers in today's world, some of us have wide choice of goods and services before us. The latest models of digital cameras, mobile phones, and televisions made by leading manufacturers of the world are within our reach. Such wide-ranging choice of goods in our market is relatively recent phenomena. You wouldn't have had such a wide variety of goods in Indian markets even 2 decades back. In a matter of years, our markets have been transformed. Until the middle of 20th century, production was mostly organized within countries. What crossed the boundaries of these countries were raw materials, foodstuff, and finished products. Colonies such as India exported raw materials and foodstuffs and imported finished goods. Trade was the main channel connecting distant countries. This was before large companies called multinational companies (MNCs) emerged on the scene. A MNC is a company that owns or controls production in more than one nation. MNCs set up offices and factories for production in regions where they can get cheap labor and other resources. This is done so that the cost of production is low and the MNCs can earn greater profit. These are the images of various multinational companies that have set up in the entire world. In general, MNCs set up production where it is close to the markets, where there is skilled and unskilled labor available at low cost, and where the availability of other factors of production is assured. Having assured themselves of these conditions, MNCs set up factories and offices for further production. The money that is spent to buy assets such as land, building, machines, and other equipment is called investment. Investment made by MNCs is called foreign investment. The most common route for MNC investment is to buy up local companies and then to expand production. MNCs with huge wealth can quite easily do so. For example, Cargill Foods, a very large American MNC, has bought over smaller Indian companies such as Parak Foods. Parak Foods had built a large marketing network in various parts of India where its brand was well reputed. Also, Parak Foods had four oil refineries whose control has now shifted to Cargill. So we see that there are varieties of ways in which MNCs are spreading their production and interacting with local producers in various countries across the globe. For a long time, foreign trade has been the main channel connecting countries. In history, you would have read about the trade routes connecting India and South Asia to market both in East and West and extensive trade that took place along these routes. Foreign trade creates an opportunity for the producers to reach beyond the domestic markets, that is, beyond the markets of their own country. Producers can sell their products not only in markets located within the country but can also compete in markets located in other countries of the world. Similarly, for the buyers, import of goods produced in another country is one way of expanding the choice of goods beyond what is domestically produced. Let us see now what is meant by globalization. A large part of foreign trade is controlled by MNCs. For example, the car manufacturing plant of Ford Motors in India not only produces cars for the Indian market, it also exports cars to other developing countries and exports car components for its many factories around the world. Likewise, activities of most MNCs involve substantial trade in goods and also services. More and more goods and services investment in technology are moving between the countries now. Therefore, you can say globalization is this process of rapid integration or interconnection between countries. Now let us see some of the factors that have enabled globalization. Some of the factors are like technology, MNCs, lower tariff rate, improved transport, capital mobility and labor mobility. Tax on imports is an example of trade barrier. It is called a barrier because some restrictions have been set up. Governments can use trade barrier to increase or decrease, that means to regulate foreign trade and to decide what kind of goods and how much of each should come into the country. The Indian government after independence has put up barriers to foreign trade and foreign investment. This was considered necessary to protect the producers within the country from foreign competition. Industries were just coming up in 1950s and 1960s, and competition from imports at that stage would not have allowed these industries to come up. Starting around 1991, some far-reaching changes in policies were made in India. The government decided that the time had come for Indian producers to compete with producers around the globe. It felt that the competition would improve the performance of producers within the country since they would have to improve their quality. This decision was supported by powerful international organizations. Therefore, removing barriers or restrictions set up by government is what is called as liberalization. World Trade Organization. We have seen that liberalization of foreign trade and investment in India was supported by some very powerful international organizations. These organizations say that all barriers to foreign trade and investments are harmful. There should be no barriers. Trade between countries should be free. All countries in the world should liberalize their policies. WTO is one such organization whose aim is to liberalize international trade. Started at the initiative of the developed countries, WTO established rules regarding international trade and sees that these rules are obeyed. As on July 2016, nearly 165 countries of the world are currently members of WTO. Though WTO is supposed to allow free trade to all, in practice it is seen that developed countries have unfairly retained trade barriers. On the other hand, WTO rules have forced the developing countries to remove trade barriers. Globalization and greater competition among producers, both local and foreign producers, has been of advantage to consumers, particularly the well-off sections in the urban areas. There is a greater choice before these consumers who now enjoy improved quality and lower prices for several products. As a result, these people today enjoy much higher standard of living than was possible. The MNCs have increased their investment in India over the past 20 years, which means investing in India has been beneficial for them. MNCs have been interested in industries such as cell phones, automobiles, fast foods, and also services such as banking in urban areas. Several of the top Indian companies have been able to benefit from the increased competition. They have invested in newer technology and production methods and raised their production standard. Globalization has enabled large Indian companies to emerge as multinational companies. Globalization has also created new opportunities for companies providing services, particularly those involved in IT. But we have to keep in mind that not everyone has benefited from globalization. People with education, skill, and wealth have made the best use of new opportunities. On the other hand, there are many people who have not shared the benefit. Since globalization is now a reality, the question is how to make globalization more fair. Fair globalization would create opportunities for all and also ensure the benefits of globalization are shared better. The government can play a major role in making this possible. Its policies must protect the interests not only of the rich and the powerful, but all the people in the country. In past few years, massive campaigns and representatives by people's organization has improved important decisions relating to trade and investments at the WTO. This has demonstrated that people also can play an important role in the struggle for fair globalization. Here I present to you some of the arguments for and against globalization. With this, we come to the end of the chapter. Read the content that is given in the textbook. Thank you.